Okay, well, we are so happy to celebrate tonight with all of you and talk about social media. This would probably be a good picture for social media. And, this is really what I'm so excited about. I just want to really applaud our speaker tonight because Nicole Smith is our trainer tonight on social media. And if you've ever visited her social media page, that biker babe is she really rocks her social media page. So we thought it'd be really helpful for all of you to tune in and hear what Nicole has to say. What I really admire her for a couple of reasons. A, she just moved. She's not even unpacked. All of her bags are all of her possessions are in storage, and still being the leader that she is, and then she jumped immediately on, and she's training all of you tonight. So that's true leadership. Another thing I really love is the fact that we're duplicating down on this team. And what you're seeing in Nicole joining us is leadership stepping out as it steps down into the team, it's such a great thing. And I just love that about you, Nicole, and I appreciate your stepping out in your leadership. Nicole's been with Isagenix for about 2 years, and I don't know if it was kicking and screaming, but she was definitely dragged to her first event by her sister. And that's when we got to know her, and we met her inner Blage. So that biker babe outfit is perfect for her. And we had a lot of fun together in Vegas, but really it was when she caught the vision of Isagenix and what is possible. Super into health and fitness, a major athlete on her own right, having run the Boston. How many times now, Nicole?
Twice,
which is such a huge accomplishment, and was fueled by Isagenix. And she talked about that in one of our trainings, and she was really quite amazed by what it did for her. And she also she has mastered social media, and I'm just so proud of her and what she's doing and the way she has embraced her growth in this team and her future. So thank you so much for stepping out and joining us in training tonight. We're going to do everything to give you maximum time. And if anybody jumps on the call, if you could just mute yourself, that would be fantastic. Okay, over to you, girlfriend.
All right. Well, thanks everyone for coming on. I am Nicole, if we haven't met yet, and I'm going to take these off real quick. My presentation tonight is basically on social media. Lauren, love the glasses. If you're looking at Lauren right now, she has flashing glasses. Please feel free to jump in and unmute yourself if you have a question at any point during this as well. I'd like to keep it interactive. A lot of us have been using social media, but there have been changes. And so I just kind of want to make you aware of changes based on Facebook, Instagram, as well as LinkedIn. If you haven't gone into looking into that, I'll touch on that a little bit. It's a little something new. I did incorporate in our team Facebook page kind of like a voting poll. I asked you guys, what did you want me to touch on? Because if there was one thing that, we kind of being with a dead horse, I didn't want to talk about it, but it seemed that everyone wanted me to touch on all three. So that's what I'm kind of going to go through, is take you through Facebook, Instagram, and LinkedIn a little bit tonight. And so if you have questions during it, please chime in if you need to, or, save till the very end, or message me afterwards as well. So I'm going to start off with Facebook. We're all very familiar with it. But again, there's been algorithm changes, so I just want to kind of touch on them, make you more aware of what's happening with that. It's been the most recently, within this year, as of springtime and into summer, the algorithm has changed on how we're posting. And for the reason this algorithm has come about is from, within the past year, Facebook has been kind of touched on about fake news, about fake things just popping up on Facebook's news feed and not knowing what's the difference between the real thing versus the fake news that's going on. So they had to change their algorithm. So they were getting a little lambasted on that. So this is what's happened, is when you're posting, it's, how many times are you posting a day is going to be put into their algorithm and what they're looking at. Who's commenting, how many comments, how authentic are you being with your posts? Because they're not going to want to put in fake things and let, people be spammy about it. So they've changed their algorithms around. So I'll kind of go through and touch on what's the negative side of some posting. So authenticity is the number one thing we want to be in our posts. Be authentic. And what Facebook is looking at is, if you're having negative feedback, if people are unliking or unfollowing or hiding your posts are not being seen on the news feed for the fact that algorithm Facebook is catching that. They're kind of seeing that as unauthentic. So some of the things is, you don't want to mention in your posting is like this, comment here, share this. Those words are seen as kind of spammy. And then there's another continuous list as well, kind of mention on, is if you're putting in the word giveaway, if you're saying win, enter, contest, buy, coupon, sale, discount, these are all considered spammy words that Facebook is noticing that they're not authentic. So those are some of the things you want to steer away from. Now, I will say I did a Facebook post a couple weeks ago saying a giveaway, and I had forgotten about this forbidden word giveaway, and I had it in there. It got some exposure. How much, I'm not really sure, but there is a way that you can kind of disguise the words, get around and trick the algorithm. Is if you were to do a giveaway, I did the pumpkin shake and chocolate mint shake giveaway post a couple weeks ago. In the word giveaway, what I could have done is put some, what do we call it, like asterisks or graphics in between each letter, or space them out. The algorithm cannot identify graphics. So that way your post will stay at the top of the news feed. So those are just some of the tricks that you can kind of think about when you're doing your posts. But overall, we want to keep our posts authentic. When we're seeing comments come in, your first hour is the most important. It's for Facebook and Instagram. And I'll get into Instagram a little bit, but just keep in mind, Facebook bought Instagram. So the algorithm for Facebook is going to be similar for Instagram because they go hand in hand together. They bought it. When you post something, your first hour is one of your most important windows when people are commenting. Most of us know that if you use one of the emotions, such as like the heart or the sad face, the wow face, that's going to boost a post higher up in the newsfeed versus just a like. Comments. They are looking into how engaging are people with comments on a post. If you're using one word on a comment, it's not getting boosted up to your newsfeed. At minimum, you want to use 4 words in a comment. That's where Facebook's going to recognize, okay, this post is getting more engagement and having more conversation happening if you're using at minimum 4 words. So make a sentence, use 4 words at minimum, 5, 6 words. It's going to help boost the post back up because we kind of help each other out commenting on one another's posts to get them back up in the news feed. So keep that in mind when you comment. You want to use more than 1 word. They're looking at engagement, so we want to have at minimum 4 words for that. And then we all pretty much know the hours of the day. 8 a.m. and 8 p.m. still are the same. Those are the most important times to post. But one of the things is before this algorithm came out, we used to want to post multiple times in the day to keep our things going through the news feed. We would post 5 or 6 times a day.
What do you do?
That is not as effective anymore because of this algorithm. You're posting any more than 3 times, your posts are being put down to the bottom of the news feed because your algorithm is seeing that you're just pumping out posts and they're not authentic. It's kind of almost in a similar scene as being a spam. Now, not that you are spamming Facebook, but you're pumping out posts nonstop in a day, more than 3 times. All of those posts are going to be put down to the bottom. So if you look at like top leaders, myself, I look at the start leaders most of the time, those in the millennial groups, those in our 20s, they're posting at most 2 times a day. And those 2 posts are just authentic, powerful posts. And it's in between, we're still doing that, 10 posts have to be around you, just your life, nothing isogenics related. 4 posts have something with isogenics related into it. And then our power posts, our call to actions. Those are still the same things we're using, but in a day-to-day, 2-3 times is the max you really want to post during the day. 2 is, honestly, the best you can possibly do, as seen as the most authentic, because you're going to get the most engagement. They're not being dropped down as much because people are able to see what you've posted throughout the day, and those comments that are coming in, it's going to keep posting, pumping up that post to the top. Where if you're posting 5, 6 continuously throughout the day, all of your posts are getting dropped. They're being lower on the news feed for the reason that the algorithm's not seeing engagement, so all of them are being dropped, if that's making sense. And again, if you have comments, like, just chime in, or questions. And then I won't go into the the live videos. Again, they are seeing more views than if you just post a video or post a photo. So we do want to stress on live videos. Zach and Eden stress on live videos as well. If you guys are at Celebration, they touched on this. You get more views on live videos. I see, Lauren pumping out live videos, which is awesome. Dave and Kate, other people on our team, they're doing live videos. Keep them going, because that is the direction that Facebook is looking. The interactions, the authenticity, that living room feeling. We want to see what you're doing in your life right then and there. So live videos, keep doing them. They're going to get more than just a post of a video, or I'm saying uploading a video from later on versus a photo as well. They also look at the engagement of your videos. If someone is viewing a video at least halfway through, that's another sign of the algorithm where your video is going to get bumped back up to the top of the news feed. So you want to keep those videos where your audience can be engaged, and you want to keep them interested in what it is that they're doing. I saw a video that Lauren had did with David Retace on his story, just his story of what his history was with his health and what's happened with him. And then she had another video with, interviewing people, where you can have interviews on live videos with more than one person. Those videos Lawrence has had, I've seen, they have almost like 1,500 views. Hello. That's like light bulb moment. Like, keep those going. Those live videos, they're just seeing how, if you're looking at least halfway through that video, it's getting pumped back up. So the longer the video, in terms of how much you're keeping people engaged, is better. We don't want to go into a 30-minute video of any sort like that, but keeping them engaged at most you can at halfway is still good to see that algorithm is going to catch your video and seeing that there's engagement going on. One of the things, I don't know how many of you know of this, but when you're building your business through social media, most of my enrollments have come through social media on the consistency of just posting. But the age group, I will say, is different from the enrollments I get on Facebook versus Instagram. If you have to ask yourself this: what is the age group you're looking at in building your business? Is it any age? It doesn't really matter, from millennials to older, so be it. It's fine. But if you're on Facebook and that is your sole drive of social media and helping kind of interact with a broader scope of people, millennials are not on Facebook as much. And for the reason is, Facebook was the first social media platform ever created for us. So the younger generation started on Facebook. Well, mom and dad got on Facebook, and then grandma and grandpa got on Facebook, and then aunt and uncles got on Facebook. Millennials, the younger age group, kind of started steering away. We were like, well, mom's seeing what I'm doing now, and so can Uncle Bill, and so I'm just not going to stay on Facebook. It's not that they're not on Facebook at all, but they're not as engaged. If you're looking at, there's 35 and up, mostly the 35 and up age group is mostly on Facebook, that is very engaged. But if you're wanting to target like the start age group, millennials, those that are coming out of college, then you're going to have to get on Instagram. That is where they're going. That is their next biggest platform, and that is where they're most engaged with. So most of my enrollments for my age group in the 20s is Instagram. Facebook, I still get great enrollments. I still get, people interacting with me, but it's an older group. I'm getting moms with kids. I'm getting, just those in their 40s, older women. That's just the reality of it. Millennials have geared away from Facebook. So kind of think about what's the age group you're going for. If it's, beyond the millennial group, then keep driving Facebook, but you still want to keep Instagram in your mind. Lauren and Lynn had shared with me this past weekend, they went to an event. Correct me if I'm saying this name wrong. Gary Vaynerchuk? Close enough. He spoke about social media and what it's doing for entrepreneurs, and Facebook and Instagram are the best places you can be for entrepreneurials and growing a business. So keep driving with Facebook, but if you want to consider that millennial age group, the start age group we have in Isogenics, then you want to consider Instagram as well. That will also help you. So going into Instagram, like I said, Facebook bought Instagram. The algorithm's pretty similar. It's, if you're posting what used to be is if you're posting 1 day a week, you're not getting as much engagement versus we're posting every day. Now, if you're looking at the top leaders, like what I do, I follow Audrey, I follow Mackenzie, and all these other top start leaders, they're posting 1 to 2 times a day on Instagram and Facebook. They're kind of sharing the similar posts, but they are solid, authentic posts that they're putting up. And if you guys follow them or just see what they're doing, it's them. It is them in their pictures. It is them speaking on what they're doing personally. They're not stealing so much other people's posts. When I say stealing, is they're not using someone's picture and then just changing up some of the wordings in their post. They're putting the picture of their posts of themselves in it. And that is getting the most engagement because we want to see what you are doing. That's the whole point of Facebook and Instagram. We want to know what you're doing in your life, what's happening with you. And so that is your brand. You want to be able to post about yourself, but it's 1 to 2 times. 3 is still solid. Anything beyond that, it's the same on Instagram. Your post is going to get dropped down to the bottom. It's not seen as much. Similar ordeal, if there's authentic engagement, comments and likes going on your Instagram posts, it's getting bumped back up to the top of the news feed. It's not so much in a timely manner anymore. If you're posting at 8 p.m., that's what's showing. You could still see a post that was posted at 8 a.m. because someone recently commented and there's engagement going back on. So that Instagram algorithm is similar to what Facebook is doing. Difference is hashtags. You can use hashtags on Instagram, but not on Facebook for the fact that Facebook sees it as spam. So you can use them on Instagram. That is the old way that, it still attracts users. Those hashtags bring your post into different pages that people can see, and that's kind of how you build followers. And again, posting one day a week, studies were done. Those that were posting 1 day through the week were having more engagement and a boost of followers up to 56%. So if you're doing 1 day a week of posting on Instagram, you're not really getting much engagement, or you're not going to really be boosting your business. You can sync the post you do from Instagram onto Facebook, so it's easy. You don't have to keep duplicating. You can just sync them together at once. So again, I highly suggest looking at some of the top leaders. Just look at what they're doing and how they're doing it. And it's simple. It's just keeping it authentic to what they're doing in their day, sharing about, working from home, building my business type deal. One of the things I came across is an Instagram mogul about social media. She's a marketing, branding, and building entrepreneur. She's started her Instagram business through wedding photography, and she's just blown up since then. She has thousands and thousands of followers. So now she's built this like social curator, she calls it, where she helps entrepreneurs brand through Instagram. So her name is Jasmine Star. I'd recommend writing her down. Check out her Instagram page. She's also on Facebook, Jasmine Star. She has a private Facebook page. She goes on live videos and just does Q&As a bunch of times where people just ask questions on helping to brand themselves, how to make authentic posts, what should you be saying, and how should you be interpreting questions on your post type deal to engage people and commenting. She's brilliant. I highly recommend checking her out. So again, focus on the content has to be authentic. That's one of the biggest things, and being consistent. Many of us know the consistent we are. I have people asking me a couple months later, they're commenting now to me messages like, okay, I see a bunch of these transformation photos. I see what you're doing. I've been watching you, just being consistent. They're coming around eventually. Keep going every day, post at least once to twice a day. 3 times is still really solid. just remember, if you go beyond that, that's where things start to drop down on the newsfeed on all of your posts. Instagram's hours are pretty similar, 8 a.m. You still do the 8 p.m., but engagement starts to pick up after 4 p.m. on Instagram. That is one thing a study has shown. Posting after 4 p.m. on Instagram still increases your engagement instead of just waiting until 8 p.m. But it still goes back to your audience, kind of thinking, when is your audience mostly on? Thinking back to the target you're reaching. If you're reaching for millennials, we're on till after 8, 9, 10 p.m. on social media. If you're looking at older generations, they're more than likely not. We're looking at maybe 5, 6 p.m. type deal. And then, so I'm looking at my time here. So then going into LinkedIn. LinkedIn is pretty new. It's been around for a couple of years. It's an basically online resume. LinkedIn is a new territory that many network marketers are tapping into. I started over the summer on this. I came across a podcast that I can share in our Team Massive Action page that Susan Sly did with one of her enrollments, Scott Aaron. And he did a podcast on how his business has blown up through LinkedIn because of the target that's in LinkedIn is a different mindset than what you're looking at on Facebook. LinkedIn is more of the business side. It's people looking for opportunities, looking for businesses. So since I've been on LinkedIn in the past couple months, I've connected with new network marketers. I've connected with new people interested in my profile on what I'm doing as an online wellness coach. You want to be authentic in a connection still. One of the things, I always thank someone in a connection. I was like, thank you for your connection. That's the same as, a connecting on a Facebook, becoming a friend. It's a connection on LinkedIn. So I always thank them. Thank you for the connection. I look at their profile and I always see, are they like-minded? Are they in the wellness field? Are they a health and PE teacher? That was my background. Are they somewhere in that, that genre? And I always look and comment to them. We seem very like-minded, curious to learn more about like what you do, carrying on a conversation. And it's actually funny. I had the same message come back to me from a guy, Joe. We had similar profiles. We started talking and he's like, we want to get it offline. Eventually we want to get on the phone. Let's talk. What are you doing? Type deal. Got on the phone, come to find out, I connected with Alexis Romano's brother. So here I am just talking to Alexis Romano's brother online and we're just on the phone and I'm like, we're already in Isogenics together, but here is a connection I just made through LinkedIn that him and I have stayed connected and now we're working to try and help each other out. That was mind blowing to me. But just another scenario I had was a guy in Texas when the whole flooding situation happened. Similar profile, health and wellness, has his own boxing business going on. All I did was thank him for a connection. We seem like-minded. I see you're located in Texas. I hope everything's okay. You weren't affected by the flood. We carried on a conversation for a few days and we connected. I've enrolled him. We're working together. Something like that. It was so simple. So if you're not in LinkedIn, I can do it because I'm looking at the time here. This could be a totally separate training that can take a whole other like half hour on how to set up your profile. It is very similar to, what we say in Facebook. We don't want to mention Isogenics. We don't want to say network marketing. One of the funny things is since I've been on LinkedIn doing this, I'm getting messages back from other network marketers and I can see what they're doing and you will come across, like, I thank our trainers every day on the way we're taught to make connections, because you will see the connections that they talk about where people are just like, hey, I like your profile. Check out this video. I think you'd be really good in my business. And it's just like unauthentic and it's steering you. It steers people away. It's like, well, you're just trying to sell me something. You come across these things and I can see it already in their messages and the way that they, kind of make a connection in a way. But there's so many other network marketers out there. It's such an untapped field that it's becoming more popular. And I highly suggest getting in it now. If that's, the direction you want to go into. If the whole concept of us building a business, we want people to be like-minded like that. So LinkedIn can be a wholly other topic, Lynn and Mark, that you guys want to go and do something on that, that's totally fine. I can help you with that. But I've learned a lot through LinkedIn. I can put up that podcast as well to share what the Susan Sly and Scott Aaron shared on it. And, feel free to look for me on LinkedIn and check out my profile, because I did a one-on-one webinar with Scott Aaron, and he helped me through my profile. So you can kind of get the idea of what it is you want to look at, what it wants to look like type deal. So I don't want to take up too much time, because I know we have the ISO Warrior coming up at 9. Does anyone have any questions?
Well, I think what we should do is anyone who has questions, we will be posting this recording, and just list your questions. And then Nicole, if you could watch for the questions from the team, that would be wonderful. So we'll put the recording of this fabulous training. This was so great. Thank you so much for doing this training. And we would love to have you come back and do a training on setting up your LinkedIn profile. Maybe we could even do a screen share with your screen so everyone can see. Would everybody like that? I think that would be helpful for everyone. So just let me know. I love some of the things you said about being authentic, be consistent. The first hour is the most important one. Be aware of the change in the algorithm. 2 times a day is most that someone should be posting. Live is so important now. That millennials aren't on Facebook as much. If you're looking at millennials, choose Instagram. Jasmine Star, I'm gonna definitely check her out and learn more about her.
She's on Instagram and Facebook. And she goes, Instagram does the live videos as well. So you can do live videos on Instagram. It's so similar to Facebook. It's becoming so much more popular for the millennial group, and the live feed and sharing, the videos of what you're doing through the day on your profile video. She's brilliant on building a business. She helps entrepreneurs in the social media field. So Facebook and Instagram, she does Q&As where she just asks her questions on how to be posting, what to be doing on your profile. She's great.
Oh, that's wonderful. Well, definitely. Well, and that's interesting that she's doing that, because one of the things that Gary Vaynerchuk said this weekend is give content away for free. Give people a reason to come and visit your page. And he said it will come back to you tenfold. So make sure you're giving rich content away for free. So that's wonderful. And if you could post the Scott Aaron training with Susan Sly, I think that would benefit everyone. And then we're going to ask you to come back and do a LinkedIn training, because you're so good. And we really appreciate it. It was such a fabulous call. Just a couple other things I want to add that came from Gary Vaynerchuk too. He did say, by far and away, as you mentioned, that it's Facebook and Instagram. He said it's outpacing every other media, every other thing that's in social media, and it's going to continue to do that. So that's where you need to focus your energy. He also said the next big thing that's coming is audio. He said this is going to be huge, because people are so busy that they would rather be able to listen to audio when they're multitasking. So when they're at the gym or running errands. So keep that in mind and get comfortable and good with audio. He said podcasts, for example, are going to be it's going to get bigger and bigger. He said that's the next thing. And he said iPhone is the single greatest digital land grab out there. So get comfortable with your iPhone. Get comfortable doing live. Get comfortable using it all the time. Just record your life in a very authentic way. And again, content is king. So share it. So thank you so much. You gave us so much fabulous training.
There's so much more too that I haven't my notes that I wrote for myself that I didn't even get to touch on yet. So there's so much more to still talk about. Social media is just massive in the entrepreneurial field. It's huge.
Well, maybe we need to have you back here when it's not a half hour. This is for everyone. This is the last night of ISO Warrior training. It's with David Wood and Tanya Kirkpatrick. But then after that, it's all clear sailing for us. So the calls don't have to be quite so fast. So we're gonna jump off. Again, thank you so much for your leadership and your training tonight. It was fantastic. We appreciate your leadership and your participation and all to our team. So you were great. So thank you for that wonderful training. Yeah. Wait, hold on.
Get your glasses on.
Okay. All right, everybody. Happy Halloween, and we'll see you all soon. Take care. We will not be on the call next week. We'll have somebody else doing, because we'll be in the air. We'll be flying. So, but we have a great call coming next week with Amy. So everyone get ready for some more training. It's going to be on 3-way calls. Thank you all. And thank you again, Nicole. That was outstanding training tonight. Super loved it. Everybody, see you on Facebook Live for Ice Warrior. Bye.
Bye, everybody.
Bye. Happy